And we're back in the garden this morning. Good morning, Debbie.
Boy, you know, we think alike. You were giving the forecast, I was thinking the same thing. What a perfect day to pick strawberries.
Yeah.
This weather's great for them. You know, I think the berry's a little smaller this year, but sometimes I think the smaller the berry, a little bit better flavor.
Yeah, a little bit
I had
sweeter.
some this week, and boy, they were great. And with the weather staying like it is, we should have a nice season for strawberries.
Yeah, I got 2 batches of strawberries this year. One batch was excellent. One batch, man, not so good. My mom actually made a pie with them, though. So if you don't have the best batch strawberries, make the pie.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
Good idea.
But we have a lot of callers on the line, so let's get right to them. We have Victoria in Yorktown. Good morning. What's your question for Dabney this morning?
Good morning. Thank you so very much for taking my call. I never get to make it in, so thank you so very much for that. My question is, last year I had terrible time with my bell peppers. They really got at the end of the season they were very puny. Think I might have been overwatering, but I stopped. Still didn't get any bigger. This year, same question for the bell peppers. Any help? And my sweet peas. They're looking they're out in the field already, and they're looking pretty shaggy, and they're not really producing good fruit or, long pods. So if you have any help for sweet peas and bell peppers, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so very much, and you have a wonderful day.
Oh, you're quite welcome. On the sweet peas, anything peas and beans, this is a good time now to hit them with some nitrate of soda. That's the first number on your fertilizer. They like the nitrogen, and you may have heard people sometimes talk about, well, taking and putting a product on your beans, it's what it's called nitrogen, with an I in rather than en, but the point is it's an inoculant to make your legumes produce their own nitrogen. Of course, at this point in time, the best thing to do is just fertilize them. We buy fertilizer with a high first number. As far as peppers are concerned, they do not need a lot of fertilizer, and you're right, they do like to be kept rather dry, so make sure you don't overwater them. That should help to increase. I have heard, too, Epsom salts, magnesium sulfate, is a good product to use on peppers, particularly when they start setting fruit. It gives you a better quality pepper.
All right, yeah, I have some bell peppers, too, so I listen to that
do you
very
really?
closely. Yeah, so
Are they setting fruit yet?
No, not even close.
Okay. Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, not
They're
even
a little
close,
slower to grow. I know you said you had a tomato on your plant.
Yes,
but
I have about maybe 6 tomatoes on the plant now. It's doing
well.
well.
What a gardener. What a gardener.
Yeah, hey,
particularly in container, too, folks.
Learn from the best. Yeah, learn from the best. We have another caller, Joseph on the Eastern Shore. Good morning. What's your question?
Yes, I have a house plant, and some of the leaves, it turns like yellow looking. What do I do to change that, stop that?
If they're towards the bottom, that's generally a sign of overwater. Also, keep in mind when you're dealing with houseplants, if you had your plant in the same pot for more than a year, it's important to freshen the soil up. One or two ways. You can either repot the plant in fresher soil, or what I prefer to do is I buy an organic liquid fertilizer, and I feed my plants on a regular basis with that. And the advantage to putting organic fertilizers on your plants, whether in the ground or container, you're not only feeding the plant, but you're feeding the soil. So you keep the soil viable, so your plants are going to look healthier. But again, too, with house plants, make sure you're not overwatering. And this time of year with very little air movement, we're probably really not going to have to water, but every 14, 20 days this time of year, if they're still indoors.
If you see mold growing on the top of the house plants, then what do you do?
That's due to too much water, too. So you can just take a little fork or something, just break it up a little bit. But that's the first sign. The other good sign of telling you possibly overwatering is what we call gnats flying around your plants. That's due to the fact that the organic matter in the soil is breaking down. The gnats aren't feeding on the plant. They're just there because the organic matter breaking down the soil, but it's telling you to keep them a little too damp.
All right, that's some good tips there. All right, thanks again, Dabney, for this morning. We'll have more on our website on wavy.com in case you missed anything from today or the past weeks. We'll be back with another check of weather after the break.